store, you're driving along, and suddenly that check engine light comes on. So what does it mean? Our Monday morning mechanic, David Rogers, is here to explain what it means and what you should do if you see that light come on. Hi, David.
Hey, Natalie. How are you?
Okay, so it comes on all the time. A lot of people think, oh, nothing's wrong, nothing seems to be wrong. What kinds of things can go wrong with that light?
You know, that little engine light on your dash, sometimes it's called the service engine soon light. Sometimes it's called check engine. People call it a malfunction indicator light, but it all means the same thing.
And it can mean a variety of things in the car,
It really can. You know, the first thing it's telling you is your car has onboard computers to monitor the systems, whether it's your gasoline and air mix, or whether it's your emissions system, or your fuel pressure, all these different things that the computer needs to know to keep the car running. When you see that light come on, if it's on steady, it means that your car's computer has recognized there's a failure in one of these systems. And as you see, I've got all kinds of sensors here. This is only a fraction of some of the things that could cause. You know, we have a manifold sensor, a throttle position sensor, oxygen sensors, crankshaft. You got coolant temperature, so your antifreeze temp's being measured all the time. That one on the end's a NOx sensor. Now, basically, I mean, I know all this is terribly boring, but my point in bringing it all out, Natalie, is to show people when that light shows you have a failure, it could be any one of these things. Now, you see these places, the parts stores and things, offering free check engine light diagnosis. Don't do that. And here's why. You don't have an expert technician to go in and sort out which one of these things there are. We're going to hook up a computer, and so will they at the parts store. And it's going to give us some kind of a code. And it's going to be a numerical code.
And that helps narrow down where the problem is?
The problem is when you go to the freebie places, the code might say oxygen sensor. That might be what the code's for. That doesn't mean to replace this, and the parts store is not going to explain that to you, but I'm gonna, If you go in and just replace that sensor, it might be something else connected to that sensor, making the computer think it's the sensor. Now you've spent a couple $100
to replace something that didn't need to be replaced.
And your car still has a problem, And typically when people come to me and they've done these freebie things, they've already spent $400 or $500 of their own money on free diagnosis. They could have spent $100, $150 up front, found out exactly what was wrong, and maybe solved the car for $50 or something. So you never want to just go pour money into parts. Let a technician sort through the information and find out, hey, which one of these components really did fail and what's going on. Another quick note, Natalie, if your check engine light ever flashes, if you're seeing it flash, pull the car over. Pull it over.
That's a more serious indicator?
Typically, that means it's dumping raw fuel down into the exhaust. Remember when we showed the muffler and the catalytic converter, all the exhaust components? That catalytic converter, I told you, it gets up hundreds and hundreds of degrees hot. Imagine pouring raw gasoline right into that several hundred-degree hot oven. And you could have a fire. You could get hurt. You're going to destroy that catalytic converter. You're going to spend thousands of dollars if you keep driving a car with a flashing light.
Let me ask you this. So when that light comes on, or if it's another light that might come on, does it automatically go off when the problem is fixed? I've had a problem with mine just stays on, and then they say after they fix it, well, we're not sure how to turn the light off. And so then you have the problem of you don't really know when to believe the light.
A technician told you they didn't know how to turn the light off.
I was going to the wrong place.
Time for
you know
a new
what
technician.
I'm talking about, though? I mean, you have to be able to trust that
light.
light.
And you should be able, with the computer, once the problem's resolved, to go back in. We should be able to go in with a scan tool, clear that light, and make it go away. If they don't know how to turn it off, run. That's like somebody asking you which scalpel to use on your own surgery. It's a bad thing.
Oh, boy. All right, David. Thanks, as always.
Thanks, Natalie.
I appreciate it.